What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and yep, that title is correct. I am doing the first episode of the 6th season of Arrow Fallout, and some of you might be wondering, now hang on, Mason, I thought you were doing multiple episodes reviews to try to get caught back up. Well, I was planning on it. I've been doing it for all these different episodes or shows, doing many episodes at one time, because most of the time it's pretty straightforward. I can keep up with everything. It's easy to follow, especially shows like The Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow. 2 episodes are easy to handle because you got 2 stories that are flowing together. But from this first episode alone, it was too much for me to even try to think about going into the second episode, because I knew just talking about this one episode would take me at least 20 minutes. So I'm going to try to rush through it because I don't have 20 minutes. I physically do not have 20 minutes left on my tablet. I'm still uploading my last video. So yeah, it's... oh my gosh, where do I begin? And I don't mean that as like a joke. I mean that literally, where do I begin? They crammed so much stuff into this first episode, to the point where it's like a drive-by episode. It's like, all right, let's do this scene, let's do that scene, let's do that scene, and it's just driving by it. Okay, oh, so Thea blew up on the island. Okay, oh, so that's going on with Black Siren. Oh, so it turns out she actually died on the island. Oh, so it turns out William's mother died on the island. Oh, so Slade was there. Oh, so Laurel came back as the Black... Just all these different scenes that do not connect. I mean, you've got to have some sort of flowing narrative, but it just jumped to this, then jumped to that, then jumped to that. And there were like 5 different stories going on in this one episode, and they crammed it all in. It wasn't like it was 5 different stories and there were a couple that stood out as the main ones and a couple that were like pushed off to... No, it was all 5 got the same amount of screen time. And it was way too much. So I'm going to try to remember all of it because it's a lot. So first of all, we've got... I was hoping they weren't going to do this, but they decided to do it anyway. We got... Let's skip ahead 5 months after what happened at the end of last season, which I think is a stupid idea because you've got the entire island of Lian Yu blowing up with people that we care about still on it. And so let's just skip ahead 5 months so we have no idea what just happened. Pretty. I mean, that's... First of all, it's one of the most cliche things I've ever seen. Like, ooh, maybe people died. We'll skip ahead so nobody knows. I've seen it done so many times, and the problem is that not only are you not showing us what happened, but you're not doing it in a clever way. It's done in such a way where in the very first 2 minutes, we see that pretty much everybody except for Thea, Samantha, and Slade, as far as the main characters are concerned, those are the only ones that are not confirmed alive within the first 3 minutes. So now the entire novelty of, oh, let's not show who died and then slowly reveal people who made it to find out who died. You're taking away the novelty of that. You're already doing a stupid cliche in the first place, but now you're not even doing it right. So yeah, we see them stopping some missile that's about to blow up the city. They take the guy in that's trying to do it. Apparently, what's her name? The new Black Canary. Oh crap, what is her name? Oh, Dinah. Dinah is apparently now the lieutenant for the police station, so she's questioning this guy, and he's acting all like high and mighty, like, I just need some water, I'm parched. I'm like, so clearly this is a trap. But she decides, hey, I'm going to go leave because I need to take care of Quentin, who's struggling with something. One of the many storylines going on. And so, yeah, this random cop is like, all right, here's a soda. And the guy, like, slams his head against the table. And she's like, hey, hey, hey. He's like, nah, I just need to take this out. Takes a tooth out. And I'm just like, do something. The cop's just sitting there like, he's like, C4, do something. Cop's just like, he's like, drops it in the drink and starts bubbling. I'm like, do something! And the cop's still sitting there. Do you need to be told how to do your job? Like, can you not do anything without Dinah there? You need your boss to be there to... Okay, so now whenever the prisoner is doing something very strange, says something about C4, you pull out your weapon and you threaten to kill him unless he drops that on the floor and steps away from it. No, he's just sitting there like, what's going on? Oh, C4, what's that? Oh, you dropped it in a drink and now it's bubbling. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, why'd you just turn the table towards me and act like a barricade? And then blows up. I mean, it was stupid. So yeah, he blows a hole in the wall, Black Siren comes in, it's like... Nice, and then they shoot up everybody in the precinct. Then they set bombs all over and then blow up the entire precinct. Because this one guy was an idiot and couldn't stop this guy who's clearly doing something evil. Hey, so, yeah, that happens. They're trying to figure out what's Laurel's plan. They think it has something to do with the graduation from the academy for some of these police officers. So, it's being moved to City Hall. And so they're like, alright, so clearly she's trying to attack that. But it turns out she decides to attack the base anyway for some reason. We find out she apparently stole one of the T-spheres, or one of the prototypes of the T-spheres. So not really sure what that's about, but it has something to do with this guy who flew in on a helicopter, came upon her body when she was dead, and then all of a sudden she woke up with no real explanation. You know, she got shot. It looked like she was dead. This guy walks up to her, doesn't do anything, just stands right next to her, and all of a sudden she goes, so... Yeah, she came back to life somehow. No explanation. Maybe it'll be explained, maybe not. So let's move on to another one of the 20 stories. We've got Quentin going through this whole, like, I don't know, funk, I guess. He's clearly something is wrong with him. Not really sure what. Dinah's hiding something for him as well. Come to find out, apparently this is all leading to, they were on Lian Yu, they found Laurel, she was about to kill Dinah, and Quentin shoots her and leaves her for dead. That's all it's leading to. And guess what? What else does this lead to? 2 scenes where, one, they're fighting on the bridge where Dinah shows up to stop them from leaving. So Black Siren gets out and they start fighting. All of a sudden, like, these 20 guys get out of this truck that probably holds like 6. And so now the rest of the team is fighting all these guys. Quentin shows up and is about to shoot her, but then kind of freezes. And then she, like, knocks his leg out from under him, and Dinah's like, Quentin! And then gets knocked out, and then Black Siren just leaves. You know, just... Apparently, Quentin thinks she was trying to kill him, but then she just leaves. So, clearly not, but nobody's thinking in this show, so... and then this leads to a scene at the end where she's leaving the base after they've attacked it, and Quentin's just standing outside, like, alright, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, and then doesn't do it, of course. Because... the show would just end right there. You know, oh, bad guy for the season, done. Right there, because... So, yeah, that was kind of a throwaway story. Another one, Diggle is apparently unable to kill anybody or shoot anybody more. I get that something's going on with him. We see that he was the closest to the blast whenever it first went off on Lian Yu. So maybe there's some sort of like shrapnel in his shoulder and it's messing with him or something. I can understand that, but here's the problem. If that really is throwing off your aim, it shouldn't throw it off that much. Because the first time we ever see this, they're fighting on the bridge, which is like, I think, 20 minutes into the episode. First time we even get a sign of this. But yeah, this guy is about to shoot Wild Dog with a, I think it was a grenade launcher, maybe? I don't know. But he's about to shoot him, and so Diggle's like right behind him. Like, I'm not even kidding about right behind him. It's not like, oh, let me shoot that. It was, let me shoot that. Right there. That's all he had to do. That's all he had to, it was literally 2 yards. And he can't shoot 2 yards? Like, how is your aim that bad? There's no freaking way. And the show wants to be like, oh no, he's struggling, guys. Like, look at his hand. Oh, his hand is shaking. His hand is shaking. He can't shoot him. I don't care how bad your hand is shaking. You can shoot somebody very close. So this leads to guy shoots Wild Dog off the bridge. Oliver saves his life. Apparently he has a collapsed lung, but by the end of the episode he's completely fine because, you know, throwaway story. So we see that's going on with Diggle, not explained why. We just see that he was closest to the blast, and then Dinah tries to call him out before Curtis interrupts us. I just came up with that right on the spot. That was okay. About 5 out of 10 on joke scale. So then we've got another story going on. We see... Wait, which one should I tackle next? I guess we'll go with Felicity and Oliver. So apparently they're kind of hooking up again. Felicity's talking like maybe they're going to get engaged again. So she's talking like, William needs to know. It sounds like she's implying, he needs to know that he's about to have another woman in his life. So almost like Felicity will be his mom again. Yeah, because, that relationship worked so well last time, and they've forced it upon us again, and at the end of last season it was forced upon us, and now apparently it's just happening, and they're treating it like it's not happening, but it clearly is happening. I'm just like, why? Why are you wasting time on this? It's probably one of the smallest stories going into this episode, but it's still given like 3 or 4 scenes where they're talking like, all nervousy and stuff. Then we've got Oliver and William, because, we haven't had enough cliche stories. Let's do the child can accept his new parent cliche, because, yeah, never seen that before. Oh, you're breaking boundaries here, Arrow. I mean, gosh. A son who blames his father for something and can't get along with him and doesn't want to accept him as his true father. I mean, oh my gosh, that's a story I've never even heard of. Except like maybe 300 times. So yeah, William blames him for the death of his mom, and Oliver's trying to get close to him but can, and la da 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 da. By the end of the episode, his son's like, hey, yeah, I'll watch the game with you tomorrow. So they're already kind of moving past that, which I'm honestly surprised he didn't just say, goodnight, Dad, just to kind of throw in, oh, isn't that so cute? Call him Dad. We've got Oliver dealing with the deaths on the island. They're building it up so much that Thea and Samantha are both dead. Actually, no, they confirmed that Samantha was dead because William was blaming Oliver for the death of his mom. So I'm like, okay, she's dead. But then they're talking about Thea like she's dead. So much so. Like, it was almost kind of over-implied to the point where I'm like, she's not really dead, is she? Is she still alive? Like, what's going on? And then Oliver's in the hospital after telling Wild Dog he can go see his daughter again. Another storyline thrown in there. And he just starts walking into this one room. I'm like, oh, she's in a coma. This cliche storyline that I haven't seen 500 times. Yeah, Sophia's in a coma now. Don't know why. You can't just kill her off, so... I don't get it. What's the point of putting her in a coma? Like, is there some sort of meaning behind this? Is this just going to be, oh, we need Willa Holland out of, this half of the season, so, yeah, we're just going to put her in a... Why not just kill her off? Like, you don't have the balls to. Oh my gosh. So yeah, she's in a coma. Apparently Oliver's going to deal with that. We do get to see, though, at the end, the only part of this episode that I'm actually like, yes! Slade walks in there, and I'm just like, thank goodness he's still alive. Because there's part of me that was just like, is he going to make it out of this? Because, I mean, I've already read several things saying that, Manny Bennett did not like being on Arrow and did not want to return to Arrow. So the fact that they managed to get him back, I'm like, this isn't going to last. He's going to be here for the finale and then one episode after, maybe, if that. And then either just going to kill off Slade so they don't have to use him anymore, or they're going to find some way to just sort of write him out. But I'm glad to see he's still alive. He found his son, so there is still hope that they can bring him back for a couple more episodes, because he is the only saving grace in this show right now. Because this episode just... everything else, everything that was great about the end of last season, they just kind of wrote off and made it into a half story and part of another story. And I think that's about it as far as all the stories going on in this. But despite all of that, all of these stories all woven together, not cleanly at all. Like I said, it was like a drive-by. We tackle this story, then tackle that story, then tackle that story, then tackle that story, and I'm done. After all is said and done, like I said, Oliver has a nice little chat with his son. His son's like, yeah, I'll watch the game with you tomorrow. Showing, oh, they're finally working things out. This is great. Oliver walks out. He's getting a call from Felicity. She's like, turn on channel 52. And unfortunately, I was already kind of spoiled on this because I did watch the second episode of The Flash before I watched this. So I saw Barry hold up the newspaper saying, oh, Mayor Queen is the Green Arrow. So the end of this episode shows that apparently there was some news footage that showed Oliver with his hood off as the Green Arrow. Stupid. Like, you've done so well to keep your identity a secret, so now you're going to get caught by some random news camera in the middle of the street with your hood off. Which makes me wonder, when did he take it off in the first place? No, I don't know, but just, hey, I didn't get enough stories. Please give me another one. I was so excited. I'm like, gosh, I've already had to tackle like 7 stories in this one episode. You could possibly give me one more to make it an even 8. Why not make it one more? And so they're like, hey, we got you, Mason. Here's one last story to just completely wrap it all up. So, yeah, this episode was total shit. And it pisses me off because last season ended so well. Ever since the reveal of Adrian Chase's Prometheus, the end of last season was so good. I had my problems with the first half of the season. It was kind of boring. Some of the stories weren't great. But I tell you what, after the reveal of him as Prometheus, after everything he was doing, all the mental stuff to him, it got to be really, really good. So when it ended, and the whole, Leanne Yu blowing up, part of me was like, I hate the fact that you're trying to do a cliffhanger to get me to come back. But the other part of me was like, you know what? You stepped it up the second half of the season. I'm looking forward to next season. I'm looking forward to see what you're going to have to do. I was actually kind of excited. But then you get into this one, and not only does it just treat all of Leanne Yu as a flashback, which is stupid in the first place, because that alone, finding the bodies, trying to get a hold of everybody, what happened, that alone could fill up one episode. Not only that, but you also put it alongside another story that you're trying to build up for this season, and you're trying to connect all these other stories. You're trying to do things that are months down the line without having already told the story of what happened on Leanne Yu. That's what's frustrating to me. The fact that they couldn't just tell a story. You had to separate it. You had to think you're all clever. We're going to tell it in flashback. We're going to reveal what happened piece by piece, and they're going to have to put the pieces together. I'm sorry. I love whenever you let the audience figure things out. I love that. When shows do it well, it's a great thing. This is not that. This is piece by piece storytelling, but instead of giving us piece 1, then piece 2, then piece 3, then piece 4, you're giving us piece 1 of this puzzle, and then piece 1 of that puzzle, and then piece 1 of that puzzle, and then piece 1 of that, and then piece 2 of this puzzle, and then piece 2 of that puzzle, and then piece 1 of another entirely different puzzle that we didn't even know was there. This whole episode was just a mess. It was so rushed. Everything was so crammed together. I felt like I couldn't feel emotional about anything. When Oliver happened upon Thea's body, felt nothing. Whenever I found out she was in a coma, felt nothing. Whenever William's mother died, felt nothing. Whenever Quentin had to shoot Laurel, felt nothing. I felt nothing in this episode because it felt like they were just throwing information at me. And that is the biggest disservice that this episode could do to what was a great end to last season. And that's what pisses me off the most. So yeah, this was only a 1 episode review, and I hate the fact that I couldn't do 2 because it kind of messed up my rhythm of getting these episodes done, watching the episode, and then reviewing multiple ones at a time. This completely screwed up my rhythm, and it pisses me off. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What were your thoughts on this episode? Was it as messy as I say it was, or did you have a different opinion? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe. Future Arrow reviews. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.